Okay, so the 16th question. A feature seen in the sexual reproduction of all land plants is, the answer is second one. All land plants show internal fertilization. None of the land plants will show external fertilization. So if we consider the other statements, the first statement says non-requirement of external water for fertilization. That is wrong because plants like Pogonatum, Nephrolepis and Selaginella, they need external water for fertilization. Then if we consider the third statement, it says all land plants have reduced gametophyte. That is wrong because we know in Pogonatum, the gametophyte is the dominant stage of the life cycle. Then the fourth statement, production of two types of spores. So if a plant produces two types of spores, they are called heterosporous plants, but that is not a common feature to all land plants because Pogonatum and Nephrolepis, they produce only one type of spores. They are homosporous. Then the fifth statement, having two types of sporophytes. That is wrong again because in plants like Pogonatum and Nephrolepis, they will only have one type of sporophyte. The 17th question, which of the following statements regarding the responses of plants to light is correct? The first statement, there are two major classes of photoreceptors in plants. That is correct. That is the answer. So the two types of photoreceptors are blue light photoreceptors and phytochromes. Second statement, blue light photoreceptors regulate seed germination. Wrong. Seed germination is regulated by phytochromes. Third statement, exposure to direct sunlight stimulates vertical growth. That is wrong. Exposure to direct light will cause branching. Fourth statement, green and red are the most important colors of light for regulating photomorphogenesis. Wrong. It should be blue and red. Fifth statement, positive phototrophism occurs due to faster elongation of cells in the brighter side. That is wrong. Always cells in the darker side elongate faster than cells in the brighter side. So the answer is the first one. 18th question, the connective tissue that does not contain fibers under normal conditions is, so here obviously the answer is the third one because blood is a connective tissue and it will only form fibers during clotting. 19th question, select the response with the correct example for different types of feeders seen among animals. Okay, so oysters are filter feeders, so the first one is wrong. Maggots are substrate feeders, so that is also wrong. Clams are filter feeders, so the answer is the third one. Then aphids are fluid feeders. Hummingbirds are also fluid feeders, so answer is number 3. A point about aphids is that they will suck phloem sap of plants, so they are fluid feeders. 20th question, which of the following statements regarding the digestion of nucleic acids in food in man is correct? So here there are some important points to know. You have to know that the digestion of carbohydrates starts in the mouth, the digestion of proteins will start in the stomach, and the digestion of nucleic acids and fats start in the small intestine. So according to that, the first statement is wrong because digestion of nucleic acids start in the small intestine. Then the second statement, DNA is broken down to nucleotides by nucleotidase. That is wrong. So DNA is broken down to nucleotides by nuclease, not nucleotidase. It should be nuclease. The third statement, nucleosidase is involved in the digestion of nitrogenous bases. That is wrong. Nitrogenous bases are not digested again. Nitrogenous base is a final product, so that is wrong. Fourth statement, RNA is broken down to nucleotides by pancreatic nuclease. That is correct. So always nucleic acid is broken down to nucleotide by nuclease. Then the fifth statement, intestinal nucleotidase acts on nitrogenous bases. Again, that is wrong because nitrogenous bases are not digested. They are the end products. Then question number 21. Which of the following may be a consequence of hypotension? So hypotension means low blood pressure, and from these responses the answer is answer number 1. Unconsciousness is a consequence of hypertension. Question number 22. The cells that mediate internal defenses in innate immunity in man are. So we know there are two types of immunity: acquired immunity and innate immunity. Acquired immunity is mediated by T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. Innate immunity again has two types: external and internal. Then this internal innate immunity is basically regulated by natural killer cells, phagocytes, antimicrobial proteins, and the inflammatory response. So if we consider the answers, the answer is the fifth one, because in 1, 2, 3 and 4 they either contain T cells or B cells. T cells and B cells are not for innate immunity, therefore acquired immunity. Question 23. Which of the following responses correctly indicates the main nitrogenous excretory product of the given animal group? The first one, mammals. It is wrong. Mammals excrete urea. Second one, birds. Again it is wrong. Birds excrete uric acid. Then frog. So frog is an adult amphibian. Adult amphibians secrete urea, not uric acid. Then sharks secrete urea. So that is correct. Answer is answer number 4. Then insects, they excrete uric acid. So if we talk about cartilaginous fish, that means examples like shark, they will always excrete urea. And bony fish, if they are living in marine environments, they will excrete urea. If these bony fish live in fresh water, they will excrete ammonia. Then adult amphibians excrete urea, and in the larval stages of amphibians like tadpoles, they will excrete ammonia. And then reptiles and birds, they excrete uric acid. Mammals excrete urea, and arthropods, they will excrete uric acid. So it's important to know those points. Then the 24th question. In humans, voluntary muscular movements are coordinated by. Answer is answer number 5. It is the cerebellum. Okay. 25th question. Which of the following is the correct pathway of light and nerve impulses for the vision of humans? So first carefully read all the 5 statements. Then just check for this. So we know vision, the part of the brain that is responsible for vision or regulates vision is the occipital lobe. It is the occipital lobe of the cerebrum, not the temporal lobe. So here answer number 2 and 5 are wrong because they mention the temporal lobe. So we only want answers having occipital lobe. Then when we talk about the path of light, we know when light passes through cornea, it will reach the aqueous humor, not the vitreous humor. It will reach the aqueous humor. After the cornea, it's the aqueous humor. So again we can see answer number 4 and 5 are wrong. Then always in the order of the photoreceptors is, firstly it should be the bipolar cells, then it's the ganglion cell. So after considering all these, we can see the answer is answer number 3. So in 3 you have, after the cornea it's the aqueous humor, and then if we consider the order of the photoreceptors, they are firstly bipolar cells, then the ganglion cells, and they have correctly mentioned the lobe also, the occipital lobe. Answer is answer number 3. 26th question. In which of the following responses the hormone and its main function are correctly matched? First statement, melatonin regulates biological rhythms. Correct, that is the answer. Thymosin, it does not regulate innate immunity. So thymosin is related to mainly T lymphocytes, and these T lymphocytes are a part of acquired immunity. Third statement, adrenaline does not decrease the metabolic rate. Adrenaline will increase the metabolic rate. Fourth statement, oxytocin does not stimulate milk production. Oxytocin stimulates milk ejection. Then the fifth statement, parathyroid hormone, it will increase the blood calcium level, not decrease. So answer is answer number 1. 27th question, in spermatogenesis of man, reduction of chromosome number from diploid to haploid occurs during the production of. So always remember when the chromosome number changes from diploid to haploid, when secondary spermatocytes are formed from primary spermatocytes. Always remember that. So the answer is answer number 3. 28th question. So they have given the chart which is levels of hormones in the blood versus days during the reproductive cycle of mature human females. So these A, B, C, D are basically hormones which are secreted. So here what we have to observe is the 14th day. Go to the 14th day. Just before the 14th day, there is a huge increase in hormone A. So we know always just before the 14th day, the secretion of LH hormone increases significantly. Like just before the 14th day, there is something called the LH surge, where the hormone LH increases significantly. So A is LH. So the answer should be either 2 or 4. Then again before the 14th day, the estradiol levels increase too. So always remember, before the 14th day, the topmost one is LH and just below that is estradiol. So by that observation we can see the answer is answer number 4. So then considering the other two hormones, after the 14th day the secretion of progesterone increases. C is progesterone and D is FSH. Answer is answer number 4. 29th question, it's all. Then the 30th question, in man, sickle cell anemia is an example for pleiotropy. That is a theory point. We have to know an example of pleiotropy is sickle cell anemia. The 31st question, which of the following statements regarding the cross capital R simple R into capital R simple R is correct? So this is a normal monohybrid cross, and if you write this cross, like if you write the alleles and the gametes and perform the cross, you and check all the statements, you can see answer number 4 is correct. That is the answer.